Hey, it's Divinus, and let's slow things down for a second. Let's come into ourselves. Okay. Projection!
Вампир на связи. С откуда работает
Have you ever noticed that you're a different person depending on who's around? Like, around one person, I could seem really talkative. Around another person, I can seem not talkative at all. Or around one person, I can seem really smart. And then someone else, I can feel like a complete idiot. What is that, bro? It's the projections they're placing it on me. Then it's like, so then which version is really me? You know? On today's video, we're going to talk all about projections. First, let's define a projection. A projection is whenever someone places something that is inside of them and they put it onto you or into you. Not like that. But they put it, they insecure. So guess what? You insecure. They always angry. You better be angry. So, person hands you a script and they expect you to play the role so that it can feel good for them to be comfortable in that relational exchange. It's like someone giving you the script to make them feel comfortable, and you taking it and you reading like, yes, joke is right here, and I'm gonna say the joke right now, and it's someone handing you something based off of their own experiences and their own objective truth and expecting you to live through that lens, you know? So you're not really being yourself. You're being a version that, can stay in that relation. What can happen is if enough people keep handing you scripts, you'll kind of forget who you actually are at the core. And the scarier part is you'll start believing them. You'll start thinking that's who you are. Especially if it's like a bunch of people telling you the same stuff over and over again. And it's like, I may have this quality trait. Whether you think like it might not be actually mine, it might just be we don't merge. Like someone telling you you're too talkative, and then another person telling you you're not talkative enough, and then someone saying you're extremely funny, and then another person saying you're not funny enough. What am I then? Delusional. And that's up for you to decide who you are. These projections that people are placing on you have nothing to do with who you actually are and what you think about yourself. That's what's important. So let's use an analogy of a house. Let's imagine that this house is completely empty. Well, not completely empty. Well, first, wait. House here is representing your identity. So we're going to close our eyes. This house is my identity. What does that house look like? First off, on the outside, I'm talking me personally, it'll probably be like a little cottage in the middle of the forest. So we're going to pretend that this house is your identity. And maybe in the beginning, when you first get the home, it's brand new. It might have some fixtures and some lights and light switches, and there's paint on the wall already and stuff, because when we come onto this planet, we already have identity like temperament and stuff like that. It's already embedded into you. This can just come through genetics. So maybe the house is not completely empty, but it has a few things. But these few things, it still represents you and your true identity. So say you're having a housewarming and everybody's invited. That's okay. The party is going to sound a little weird, but like your friends and family are invited. That sounds pretty normal. But then society is also invited, and also like maybe like the internet. All right, everybody's invited to your house, and again, your house is your identity. So everybody's walking in with boxes and stuff, or gifts, or maybe they didn't even wrap it because they didn't feel like it, and they were just being lazy. And you had a registry. You had a registry on Amazon, and people listen. Some people bought stuff off the registry, and some people bought stuff that they think that you would like, but it's really stuff that they actually like, and they brought it, and they're like, here. So you start decorating your house with this stuff. All the gifts you got from society to the internet to your parents to your friends. You're decorating your house, your identity, with all the items that other people chose for you. And now let's say that all the items that people chose for you were stuff based off of what they thought that you would like, but not maybe exactly what you like. Maybe it was a few people that got you some shit and, really rock with you, and those was like your day ones. Like those are like people that know you and you really can, all right. But for the most part, most of the shit is just, so like your teacher brings you like your old certificates from school and it's like overachiever, perfect attendance and shit. Well, like, why would you give me that? And then your friends maybe bring you mirrors, but every time you look in the mirror, it's like you look like a clown or some shit. Because it's not really reflecting back you. It's reflecting back what they think of you. So you're the clown, bro.
Oh no!
Anyway, what am I trying to say? You basically have your identity, and everybody just keeps brings in shit. You have a party, and then maybe even outside the party, you just have people over, and people keep leaving their stuff in your house, and you're not thinking anything of it. You're like, oh, I got this new item. You cooking with the pots and stuff. You're not thinking anything of it. But one day you sit in your living room and you like, what the house looks a mess. It looks atrocious. It looks like a bunch of random stuff just all over the place. It's not uniform. It doesn't represent you. It doesn't represent the brand. And it looks terrible. And you're like, damn, they got me. I have all this stuff in here based off of what people's expectations of my identity, or what they think my identity should be. And the whole time,
I'm not even enjoying my house.
I don't even like this stuff. What this can look like when you finally start noticing that your identity is being, tampered with or projected onto, you can begin performing instead of living. Meaning you do what other people say to make them happy. Maybe you never take any of these things down or clean all these things. Maybe you keep everything because you don't want to hurt anybody else's feelings. But you gotta remember, this is your house. What'll happen is you'll start abandoning yourself before anybody else has a chance to even abandon you. Because you believe that upholding this identity that everyone else has created for you is keeping you safe and keeping you like, and then maybe they come every single weekend and drop stuff off at your house. You don't want to disappoint anybody and say, I'd rather, I like to have quiet time, maybe a few people at a time. I would like it if you guys take your shoes off and nobody's following any of your house rules and you're just letting them. And it starts to hurt after a while because you realize you don't have any peace in your home. You have no order and you don't get to choose what's in your house. But we are going to return to ourselves. We're going to return to our core identities. And the good thing is You don't have to start all over. See, in that home, the structure, the bones of it, the beauty of it, the colors and all these things, it already reflected you. And what we're going to do is take out those things and ask, do I actually believe this? Is this something that I placed here? Or was it given to me? Was I told this about myself and chose to cling on to that identity? Or did I actually choose that identity for myself and choose to incorporate it into my home? So you walk through room by room and you actually say, does this belong to me? Yes or no? And sometimes you might walk in a room and say, I kind of like that. I'm fucking so I'm gonna keep it. It's your choice. That's the beauty in all of it, is you get to choose what you want. Those projections no longer have a hold over us. So what if you told me I need to be this way? Do I want to be this way? No. Hell no. So this is an exercise that you can do, or you can just do it in your head real quick. You can write down all the labels that you carried, all the identities that you carried. Too sensitive, strong one, responsible, difficult, all these labels. Imagine these are pieces of furniture that someone has brought into your life and told you you're this. And you agreed and said, yes, I am. And then you can go even further once you start identifying different labels that you may have about yourself. You can ask, who gave me this? Who? Which one of y'all told me that I was this? And then, is it true? Maybe you're not funny. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not. You know, is it true? Is it not true? Does it still serve me? Meaning, labels given to me, you're really, really responsible. Maybe I don't want to be responsible no more. I don't want to be responsible for nothing else. There's too much going on. I'm done. And if it's not serving you no more, we're going to put it in a black trash bag and we're going to take that out to the dump. Plain and simple, man. The thing though, not everyone is going to recognize you when you start to take control over your own identity. They're not going to recognize you sometimes because they're like, wait, when I came over here the last time, you had my thing right. Well, where's my stuff at?
My drink? My diet Dr. Kelp?
What do you mean, where's your stuff at? This is my house. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to recognize you when you stop playing that role that you was playing for them. You know, once you was making your identity comfortable for them, they're not going to recognize you and not everybody's going to like it. Cool. It's not for them. It's for you. Some people really only know the version of you that made them comfortable and they can't see you outside of that. And that's on them. That has nothing to do with you. But you have to remember your life is not an audition and your identity is not a group project. Your identity is completely formed and curated by you. Whatever you choose, whatever you want your ego to be, you can choose that. You gotta wake up behind these two eyes and deal with things and see the world through these two lenses. They don't have to. And if they're forcing you to be a person, if they're forcing you to be somebody that you don't really want to be, then I don't know what to tell you. They don't really with you. The work is just coming back to yourself over and over and over again, coming back home to yourself, what you truly stand for, because projection is not going to stop. Once you acknowledge that projection exists, that people will make you play a role in their life simply to make them feel comfortable, it's still going to keep happening, but you have to recognize what is your home, what is your true identity, what does your home look like and feel like for yourself. And yeah, Only you can decide that. Only you can decide who you want to be. That's all I have today That's all I have today. That's all I have for today's video. I hope to see you in the next one. On this channel, we are reaching full sovereignty within our beings, meaning we have complete control over our emotions, our actions, and what we want to be. We exist through our identities that we choose, our choice. I hope to see you in the next video. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.